Are you prepared to harvest the souls of your victims to perform powerful rituals with them? Okay guys, welcome to today's showcase. We've got Malum, a mod for Forge. The showcased version is 1.19.2. Without further ado, let's start. Caution: this mod is not made for shaders, at least not for complementary shaders. Thus, today's showcase won't have shaders on. The mod is fully functional when you decide to play with them, but you won't see the special particle effects. Beginning. Now one may spot new ores within caves. The most basic is called Soulstained, a purplish ore used for the most basic items such as the Spirit Altar and the Encyclopedia Arcana. The latter is a book containing all info about the mod. Another use is to craft your first scythe, a very important tool in your magic journey. This weapon allows you to collect spirits, crucial items for crafting and becoming stronger. Apart from the normal enchants, like Unbreaking, there's a new set of enchants that can be infused on this blade. Haunted will do more magic damage. Spirit Plunder is a double-edged blade. On one side, you will be granted more spirit stones, on the other, the weapon will lose more durability. Lastly, Rebound is the best of all of them, transforming your scythe into a boomerang. Another material is found as a tree growing commonly in all biomes, Runewood. Its charcoal lasts way longer than the basic one, however the most interesting part is its sap. It can be harvested after the log was stripped off its bark to then be bottled. Its use is to multiply slime bolts or create holy syrup, which applies the regeneration effect. Spirits. There are some different spirits you can get your hands on. Passive mobs will drop sacred spirits, whereas hostile mobs will grant you wicked spirits. Anything that's quite faster will drop aerial spirits. Entities that roam aimlessly in the world will drop earthen spirits. All inhabitants of the Nether may reward you with the so-called Infernal Spirit, while the Aqueous Spirit will be dropped by inhabitants of the water. Lastly, the Arcane Spirit will drop randomly, or from witches, and the Eldritch from Endermen. Spirit Infusion. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. After collecting some spirits, you are wondering what to do with them? Firstly, create the spirit table combining the ingredients Runewood and Soulstone. There are two recipe types. The basic ones will only require spirits and an item on top of the altar. The starter item is Hex Ash, used for a wide range of recipes. This only requires one item and a few arcana spirits. Firstly, the main item should be at the top of the altar, like already said. Spirits can be added to the table itself and they will float around. Later, you will get more advanced recipes that require more items. This is done with the item pedestals or item stands. You can decide which one you want to use. These have to be within a range of 4 blocks. The beginning is the same procedure. Add your main item and the spirits to your altar. However, now you want to place the rest of your items on the item stands. Here you witness the creation of Soulstained steel. Let's shall continue with this metal. Soulstained steel and Hallowed gold. This metal can be processed into a full tool and armor set. The latter will regenerate extra armor points after a while, which nearly absorbs all magic damage completely and dampens physical damage. With this resource, one can also upgrade the scythe with no additional bonuses, only durability. To finish the equipment section, later one may craft a blade called Turbing? Dealing extra magic damage. Another ore is called Chthonic Gold, found deep underground within the deep slate layer. One use is to create spirit jars. This new storage has almost infinite space for spirits. However, they can only store one type at once. Both these ores can create a so-called spirit resonator. This fancy word just has one purpose: being a crafting component, creating handy trinkets that players can equip. Another use is to create Runewood obelisks. Placed near an altar, it will boost the processing speed by 25%. This can be done up to 4 times. Esoteric Reaping. Before looking at awesome trinkets that make you even stronger, we need a quick course in Esoteric Reaping. Rarely, rare unique drops can drop from specific mobs. Zombie give rotting essence. Skeletons give Grim Talk, witches will drop Alchemical Culks, and phantoms may drop Astral Weave. Spirit Trinkets. So, there's a difference between Hallowed Gold and Soulstained Steel Baubles. Whereas the latter will increase the toughness of your armor, Hallowed Gold will add weak armor points to it. The gold can be crafted into a gilded ring and a gilded belt. The steel can be processed into a ring and a necklace. Now let us look at some more advanced equipment. The belt of the Prospector will prevent valuable items to be destroyed from explosions that were made by the player. The blocks that are destroyed will drop themselves as if mined by a Fortune 3 pickaxe. The best partner of the Prospector belt is the Ring of the Hoarder. All items created by your explosions will directly be teleported to you. An upgrade of the Gilded Belt is the Belt of Mage Bane, increasing the extra armor of your magic set. The Blissful Harmony will make you invisible towards hostile beings, making them less likely to attack you. The Ring of the Esoteric Spoils will increase the spirit drop rate, whereas the Necklace of Tidal Affinity will increase your swim speed. Another ring is the Ring of the Demolitionist, increasing your explosion power. Now to reactive trinkets. The Ring of Curative Talent will heal you every time you pick up spirits. The Ring of Alchemical Mastery will manipulate potion effects. Negative ones will be shortened in their duration, positive ones remain longer. This effect is boosted whenever spirits are collected. Lastly, the Ring of Prowess will grant you experience every time you collect spirits. This last ring requires a new ore called Brilliant. Normally it can be processed into chunks of brilliance, which can be combined to create Bolo enchantings. And then uses to craft the so-called Brilliant Obelisk. It has the enchanting power of 5 bookshelves. The Belt of the Starved will grant a new effect upon collecting spirits, Gluttony. It will stack by the amount of spirits you've collected recently, boosting your magic damage output, but also inflicting you with hunger. The Ring of Desperate Voracity will make rotten flesh more satiating. Yummy! Lastly, the Narrow Edge increases the attack damage of your scythe. The upgraded form, called Necklace of the Hidden Blade, has a similar effect. Depending on the damage received, the damage output of your scythe is boosted for only 1 strike. This is proportional to the amount of damage taken. Enhancing all mentioned trinkets, Mystic Mirror will generate energy as soon as you pick up spirits. This, like I said, enhances the power of all trinkets. Spirit Fabric. Another item crafted out of Hex Ash, Spirit's Wool and String is Spirit Fabric. It has a handy use, the so-called Spirit Pouch, automatically picking up spirits that you collect. It has the storage capacity of a whole chest. Another use is the Soul Hunter gear, as strong as leather armor but will increase all magic damage. Ether. Burning without heat or fuel is ether. Crafted with blazing quartz, a new ore found within the nether. It can be crafted into torches or braziers. This new light source can be dyed, whereas dark colors will dampen the intensity of the flame itself. One can combine 2 different colors on one ether, tainting the tip of the flame in the second color. To do this, decide for your base color, then process it into an iridescent ether. This disables the ability to change it ever again. When one dyes it now, the tip of the ether will be changed instead. Spirit Focusing. Another feature of this mod is Spirit Focusing. Firstly, players can create twisted and tainted rocks. They can be processed into item holders and decoration blocks. These 2 blocks, infused with a few more ingredients, allow the player to create the Crucible. This allows to infuse substrate with spirits in order to create items. The most basic substrate is the alchemical impetus. One purpose is to create metals through magic. Firstly, create your alchemical impetus, then infuse it with your desired ore. Afterwards, combine it with infernal and earthen spirits. Some time will pass until you will be rewarded with nodes. These can be smelted for nuggets. The process can be repeated until the impetus cracks and has to be repaired. How this is done will be covered in the next chapter. Another ability of the alchemical impetus is to create amethysts, blazing quartz, and quartz through spirits. Lastly, one purpose of this new structure is also creating different dust, e.g. gunpowder, redstone or glowstone. Put an alchemical impetus on the crucible and either add earthen, fiery or arcane spirits in order to create the dust. Before moving on, the crucible can be boosted by catalyzers. Do this by providing fuel. Up to 8 nearby catalyzers can boost the crucible. Keep in mind though, this process will damage the impetus even more. Arcane Restoration. With magic, one can repair almost everything. However, magical equipment will be repaired more easily. To do so, place the broken impetus on the crucible, then place a twisted tablet facing the crucible and fill it with arcane spirits. This will function as its repair item. Other equipment like armor or tools require repair materials but also extra power from arcane spirits. The repair items must be placed on a twisted tablet facing the crucible, whereas the arcane crystals on the crucible itself. Totem Magic! Until now, all magic was focused on the player. Totem Magic allows you to manipulate the world around you. Firstly, rune wood can be infused with spirits. Each spirit has a different symbol. Inserted spirits can be removed with access. This feature works like this. At the bottom there's the spirit totem base. A specific set of runes infused in rune wood should be placed on top of it to create specific effects. This process is called spirit rite. There are a ton of different rituals, but before continuing, no totem can function within the range of an identical totem. Using only arcane spirits will transform the totem and the ground nearby. The wood is also converted into soul wood. This changes the totem fundamentally, having different effects than a normal rune wood totem. A full arcane chain will transform once again all blocks into their tainted form. The chain doesn't need to be reactivated each time, it can stay activated, so the arcane power can work with the blight. The 3 main transformable blocks are stone, deep slate and smooth basalt. In the encyclopedia, you may find the full chain that the blocks will follow, each transformation at a time. Runewood and even its saplings will be transformed into soul wood or a sapling. Be careful when planting these trees though, as they will transform the ground around them. The tree itself will create sap, but a different kind, called unholy. Again, you can use it to multiply slime balls or to create the unholy syrup, which grants strength. If you wish to rapidly create blight, one can fertilize it with bone meal. It won't spread on its own. All rituals! Firstly, I will always show the ritual on the normal runewood totem. Afterwards, the effect on a soulwood totem. 1 arcana, 2 earthen spirits create an aura of effect with the Gaian Bulwark, granting more resistance to damage for all entities nearby. The same chain but on a soulwood totem will grant the effect Earthen Might, increasing your attack damage. 1 eldritch, 1 arcana and 2 earthen spirits will break the first layer of a 5x5 area in front of the totem. This is quite handy for e.g. an automatic farm. The same chain will create a cobblestone layer in front of the totem. Combining an arcana and 2 spirits will increase your attack and mining speed with the effect Miner's Rage. The same combination on a soulwood totem will extinguish any fire source and will heal entities that were damaged by fire. Adding at the bottom of this chain an eldritch spirit, the magic will cause blocks to be smelted in front of the totem. Do this on a soulwood totem, nearby furnaces will be quickened, increasing their efficiency. Combining 2 sacred and 1 arcana spirit to slowly heal nearby friendly beings. On a soulwood totem, the ritual will speed up the growth of baby animals. By adding an eldritch spirit to this, crops in front of the totem will grow quicker. The soulwood totem will feed animals automatically. With 2 aqueous spirits and 1 arcana, the reach is increased. A soulwood totem allows you to catch bear fishing loot. Increasing the drip speed of dripstone, only the eldritch spirit has to be added at the bottom. By adding this combination on a soulwood totem, zombies will choke even on land, transforming them to the drowned variant. 2 aerial and 1 arcana spirit will increase the movement of all friendly entities. A soulwood totem decreases the gravity of entities. By adding an Aldred Spirit, the totem will change the gravity of all blocks, making them fall like sand. This isn't applied to blocks that cannot be picked up by Silk Touch. The Soulwood variant will offset the effects of insomnia. 2 Wicked and 1 Arcana Spirit will slowly bring all hostile beings to half a heart. A Soulwood totem will corrupt this effect, granting hostile beings speed, strength, and protection. If an Aldred Spirit is added, almost dead creatures will be killed instantly. The Soulwood variant should prevent overcrowding, killing livestock. Rest of the mod. Rarely, sometimes even in geodes, one may spot natural quartz. Basically the same, but just for the overworld. One can craft nitrate in 2 versions, a better TNT alternative. The normal nitrate will just increase the explosion area, whereas the vivid nitrate will not only create 1 explosion, but sends off a spirit which will explode multiple times in a row. There are some cosmetic freedom for your magic armor in the mod. Firstly, craft the Weaver's Workbench, then combine your armor with a specific craftable weave to gain the cosmetic variant. There aren't only custom frameworks, but also awesome color patterns for the people of the LGBTQ community. Occasionally, you may stumble upon a weeping well in caves. Currently, it doesn't have any features yet. Well, that was today's video. I hope you liked it, and we will see us in the next video. Stay safe in game. Ciao.